Columbus is known for a lot of things, and one of the more interesting is James Thurber, a native son, born here in Columbus, grew up in Columbus, ended up in New York City as an author, a humorist, cartoonist, and we are going to visit his boyhood home. It's been restored as the Midwest Writers Center, and it serves as a museum as well, and it's the setting of a number of his kind of best, most humorous stories. So I think we're going to have a pretty interesting visit today. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Jeff. Welcome to Thurber House.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Definitely a historic house. Your beautiful woodwork with the banister and the spindles.
And all of it is original.
Well, tell me about its history. When was it built?
It was built in 1873, and the Thurbers lived here from 1913 to 1917.
Okay, so the whole family was here just that brief time, just really a
Yes.
4-year period.
Yes, they were renters, so they lived in quite a few different houses, but most of them were on the east side of
Oh,
Columbus.
so they never actually owned the place. They
No.
just rented here. Okay.
Correct.
So Thurber's father worked. He was in public service. He worked for the city of Columbus,
Yes,
isn't that right?
he did work for the mayor at one point in time, and a lot of other elected officials. I can just imagine them gathering in the parlor on a Sunday afternoon and talking about the issues of the day. Isn't it gorgeous?
It really is. It has that Victorian era feel. A lot of natural wood.
Yes.
Big carpet patterns, big wall patterns.
Very
It was sort of
nice.
the taste of the era.
Absolutely. This would have been just a room where they entertained on a Sunday or something like that. And entertainment, as I understand it, was someone playing the piano or having someone crank up the Victrola.
The Victrola.
Yes.
Well, lots of people are familiar, I think, with James Thurber. But tell me about his relationship to this house, what he was doing when he was here.
Sure. James eventually was an author, a humorist, and a cartoonist. But while he lived in this house, he attended high school at East High School, and then he started attending the Ohio State University.
TOSU.
Yes. He had already found a niche in terms of writing, but he needed a little more life experience before he would really blossom into the writer that he became. James's heart was always in Columbus because a lot of his stories were about how he grew up here, his relatives who were from here, and actually 2 significant stories took place in this house.
And they were?
The Night the Ghost Got In,
Oh, yes.
and The Night the Bed Fell.
Well, those are 2 of my favorites, and I suspect they're based on real experiences.
James did hear footsteps on the night the ghost got in, and was very taken with the idea of ghosts. The rest of his life, he tried to pursue what actually happened in the house and just more about that supernatural.
Well, there must be more to the house. There must be a living room for the family.
Absolutely, come this way. Here we have the living room where the Thurbers would have spent their day-to-day time.
Well, and if I understand, you don't actually have a lot of original Thurber furniture, but it's from the period.
Yes.
That period from 13 to 17, 1913, 17, when they
Yes.
lived here. Okay. Well, it's a nice mantel clock, too, and it's sort of the classic design, but it doesn't seem to be working very well because it's not
No.
1:15.
No, that mantel clock is stopped at 1:15 because that was the time that James heard the footsteps and going around the dining room table.
That's
And
when the ghost got in.
that was the night the ghost got in.
And this light fixture, it looks like it's probably a reproduction, but designed after the period, and looks like it was both gas and electric, is that right?
Absolutely. The electricity at the time they lived here wasn't terribly reliable, so they had both gas lights and electric lights.
So it was sort of the belt and suspenders era. You relied on both.
Yes.
And this would have been where the fixture was that what grandmother was sure the electricity would leak out if you took a bulb
You
out.
bet. You bet.
Such great tales.
Yeah.
And I can't
James-
help but think that they're all based in reality.
Yes, James used his family a lot in his stories and was also able to reflect life in Columbus at the time that he grew up here.
Yes, I remember reading how he recalled the clocks of Columbus,
Yes.
that they sort of rang for him.
He wrote about the 1913 flood.
Oh, right.
The day the dam broke.
Right,
Yes,
right, yeah. When the authorities came around and said the dam has not broken, but everybody thought it was the dam has now broken, and they still ran away.
They all ran. That's it. How about we go upstairs?
Let's have a look. I'd like to see
Sure.
James's room.
Here we have James Thurber's bedroom.
Well, you can sort of feel his presence, can't you? It's
Yeah, there's
fitted
a
out
lot
just
of
as when he
things
was
here
here.
that tell about the man's life.
Well, and I think that includes, I see photos of dogs. That has to include the dogs.
Oh,
The
yes.
Thurber dogs are famous.
Yes.
Tell me about them.
He wrote about Muggs, the dog who bit people, and he wrote about Rex, a very strong dog that would go get anything you would throw for him. James owned over 50 dogs in his lifetime.
idea.
And in his later years, he was actually raising dogs for show. Then we've got his typewriter from the New Yorker.
That's the actual typewriter used at the New Yorker.
We believe so,
Isn't
yes.
that wonderful? Well, here's James's closet, and I see a lot of writing on the walls. What's that story about?
Ooh, that is so special. Thurber House invites authors to come and talk about their work, and every author who has come has signed James' closet.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a great thing. Well, and that's just part of the story, too. You have artists or writers in residence.
Yes, we do.
But you've also documented the history of saving the house.
Yes.
And sort of the era in Columbus.
We have a museum room at the end of the hall that does have a timeline of his life, and we have first edition copies of his books that have been translated into languages all over the world. The house is open for tours 1 to 4 every single day, except maybe on holiday weekends. And Thurber House was created so that we could continue James's legacy. He believed in humor as a natural resource and that we should cultivate it constantly. And so we offer classes for all ages to hone their creative writing skills.
Thank you so much for giving me the tour and telling me
You're
so much. I've learned a lot, and I hope the rest of Columbus will come and do the same.
Oh, I hope so too.